Hello friends, welcome to my channel Fundamentals of Engineering. In today's session, we are going to see what are the forces are generated whenever we are doing the machining operation. For that, the relationship is developed for whatever the forces which are generated in the machining operation, and this relationship can be given by using this merchant circle diagram. And how we are drawing this merchant circle diagram, that we are going to see. So we have started the theory of metal cutting lecture series. Today we are going to see the part 6, in which we are going to complete what are the forces which are generated in the machining process. So as we are targeting GATE 2022, so for this GATE 2022, what are the different questions will be asked? For that, we are going to cover some theory portion in this session. So the knowledge of forces which are acting on a tool is required for the estimation of the power requirements and for designing the machine tool, which is rigid and free from vibration. So these cutting forces which are generated in machining operation can be vary with tool angles, finish of the tool, the composition of the work and tool material, cutting speed, and if we are use the cutting fluid or not. So based on that, there are different forces will be acting. So now here you can see when we apply the force by using the cutting tool on the workpiece surfaces, there at the shear zone we are getting the plastic deformation, and due to that plastic deformation the chips are formed and which are flowing from the rake face of a tool. So now in this at this shear zone, at this shear plane, we are having the force, that is Fs, which are acting along this shear plane. So this force Fs, which is resistance to the shear of the metal in forming the chip. So this shear force is the resistance which is forming the chip from the workpiece material, and this force acts along this shear plane. And normal to that shear force, we are having force Fsn. We are having the force Fsn, which is normal to the shear plane, and it is called as backing up force provided by the workpiece on the chip. So this is a backing up force provided by the workpiece on the chip. So these are the two forces. One is a shear force acting along the shear plane, and Fsn, which is normal to the shear plane. As the chip which is moving along the tool rake face, there is a friction will be generated, and due to that friction we are getting force F in this direction, which is a friction force, which is friction force F. So it is acting due to frictional resistance of the tool which is acting on the chip. This force acts as downwards, you can see, against this as the chips slides along the tool face. And normal to that force, we are having a normal force, that is capital N. So this force N, which is actions on the chip, which is normal to this friction force. So here we are having the four forces. F is a friction force, N is a normal to friction force, then Fs, which is a shear force, and Fsn, which is a normal to shear force. So we are having these four forces which are acting in a dynamic environment, and these are the actual forces which are acting during the machining operation. So whenever we are doing the machining operation, as these forces acting in a dynamic environment, this can't be measurable. So we are having two forces where we can measure, that is Fc and Ft. Fc is a cutting force and Ft is a thrust force. So this Ft is, if we resolve all these forces, in that whatever the sum of vertical component of these actual forces, summation of vertical component of all forces of actual given as Fc, that is cutting force, and summation of all the horizontal forces of the actual force Fh, which will be given by this thrust force. So these two forces Fc and Ft, these are measurable forces. These are measurable forces. Either we can measure by using spring balance or by using tool dynamometer. So by using that we can measure this Fc and Ft, and if we measure these values of cutting force and thrust force, we can easily find out whatever the actual forces which are generated, and this relation is given by Merchant, and the diagram is called as Merchant circle diagram, and the diagram is called as Merchant circle diagram. So this Ft and Fc, if we are the resolved component of actual forces, these are not the actual forces but these are measurable forces, and these measurable forces, based on that we can find out actual forces value by using this Merchant circle diagram. So this Merchant circle diagram is giving the relationship between measurable and actual forces. So how we are going to draw this Merchant circle diagram, that we are going to see. Now first we'll draw the cutting tool which is doing the machining operation. The cutting tool we are drawing. So on this cutting tool, when it is moving in the tool feed force, in the direction of this tool feed force, we are having cutting force, that is Fc. We are having cutting force, that is Fc, in this direction, and normal to that cutting force we are having thrust force. Normal to that we are having this thrust force. So these two are measurable. Now from this tool tip towards this Ft, if we join these 2 points, then we are getting the resultant of forces. If we join these 2 points, then we are getting resultant of forces, that is given by capital letter R, where R can be given as under root Fc square plus Ft square. This is the normal. Now if the resultant, if you taken the center of that resultant length and if you draw the circle which touching to the tool tip and another two ends of a cutting forces, then we are getting the circle which is called as merchant circle. So this circle is called as merchant circle. So on this circle we can draw the different forces. So along this shear plane we are having the cutting shear force. Along this we are having shear force in the direction of shear plane, which is making angle that is phi, that is shear plane angle, and normal to that shear force we are having FSN. We are having FSN. So we are getting this normal to this, which is FSN. And along the tool rake face we are getting the friction force. Along this tool rake face we are getting the friction force in this direction, and normal to that we are having normal to friction force. Normal to friction force. So the forces are, this is F and this is N, normal to friction force. Here there is a normal. Now we'll give all the angles. So here we are having shear plane angle. Now if you draw a normal at the tool tip point, if we draw the normal at this tool tip point, so we are getting this angle that is alpha, back rake angle. So opposite to this will also alpha, back rake angle. Then this is the friction angle, that is beta. Now the remaining angle, this angle and this angle we want to find out. So in this we are having this 90 degree, this beta, so the remaining angle will be 90 minus beta. And here we are drawn the normal, so this whole angle is 90, and if you take a subtraction of this angle 90 minus beta and alpha, we are getting angle as beta minus alpha. Beta minus alpha, that is 90 minus beta minus plus alpha. So both angle we are taking minus, so we are getting beta minus alpha here, this angle. So we got all this angle. Now here we are getting three right angle triangles, that is A, B, C, then is D and E. So all three right angle triangles we are getting, that is A, B, C, then A, D, C, then A, E, C. All these three right angle triangles we are having the common hypotenuse, that is R. Common hypotenuse, that is R, which is resultant. So this R we can write here Fs square plus Fsn square under root, or we can write F square plus N square under root. So we are getting the common hypotenuse, that is resultant R, which is the diameter of merchant circle. And we are getting three angles. Which are three angles? Alpha, which is back rake angle, then phi, which is shear plane angle, and third angle, that is beta, which is friction angle. Now we are going to develop the relationship between actual forces and measurable forces. So consider first triangle, that is triangle ABC, which is having common hypotenuse, that is R. So in triangle ABC, which is right angle triangle, For this beta angle, that is cos beta, we can write n upon r. Cos beta is equal to n upon r, and we can write again this, that is r is equal to n upon cos beta. Then in same triangle, sin beta is equal to f upon r. R is equal to, we can write f upon sin beta. So in the first triangle. In the second triangle, in the triangle ADC, which is right angle triangle ADC, then for this angle ADC, which we are getting for this beta minus alpha, that is cos beta minus alpha is equal to fc upon r. fc upon r. So we can write r is equal to fc upon cos beta minus alpha. In sin beta minus alpha, we can write in the triangle ADC ft upon r. ft upon r. So we can write r is equal to ft upon sin beta minus alpha. Sin beta minus alpha. So in the third right angle triangle, which is triangle AEC, we are getting the angle A as addition of this phi and beta minus alpha. So this angle A in triangle AEC, which is right angle triangle, third right angle triangle, angle A, we are getting addition of these two, phi and beta minus alpha. Angle A, we are getting phi plus beta minus alpha. So we can write here cos phi plus beta minus alpha is equal to fs upon r. fs upon r. We can write r is equal to fs upon cos phi plus beta minus alpha. Phi plus beta minus alpha. And we can write sin phi plus beta minus alpha is equal to fsn upon r. Fsn is the force normal to the shear force. We can write r is equal to fsn upon sin phi plus beta minus alpha. Phi plus beta minus alpha. So we can develop the relationship based on this common hypotenuse. So everywhere in these three right angle triangles, we have developed the relationship between for this r. So we can write here r is equal to f upon sin beta, which is equal to n upon cos beta, which is equal to fs upon cos phi plus beta minus alpha, which is equal to fsn upon sin phi plus beta minus alpha, which is equal to fc upon cos beta minus alpha, which is equal to ft upon sin beta minus alpha. So here we are getting the common hypotenuse. For that we have written all the values, that is f upon sin beta is equal to n upon cos beta, which is equal to fs upon cos phi plus beta minus alpha, which is equal to fsn upon sin phi plus beta minus alpha, which is equal to fc upon cos beta minus alpha, which is equal to ft upon sin beta minus alpha. So by using this relation, we can develop the relationship between measurable forces and actual forces. Which are measurable force? Fc and Ft, and actual forces are F, N, Fs, Fsn. So we can write Fs upon cos phi plus beta minus alpha, which is equal to Fc upon cos beta minus alpha, which is equal to Ft by sine beta minus alpha. So if we measure this Ft or Fc, based on that we can find out this shear force value. Again, for the Fsn, we can write Fsn upon sine phi plus beta minus alpha, which is equal to Fc upon cos beta minus alpha, which can be equal to Ft upon sine beta minus alpha for the shear forces. Then we can write for this friction force, that is F upon sine beta, which is equal to Fc upon cos beta minus alpha, which is equal to Ft upon sine beta minus alpha. Then normal to that friction force, we can write N upon cos beta, which is equal to Fc upon cos beta minus alpha, which is equal to Ft upon sine beta minus alpha. So here, using this different relationship, we can find out the values of actual forces with the measurable forces. Actual forces with the measurable forces. Take an example here. If the Fc value we find out by if we measure, and if we know this angle, friction angle, back rake angle and shear plane angle, then we can find out here Fs is equal to Fc into cos phi plus beta minus alpha upon cos beta minus alpha. So here we can find out Fs. Same for the Fsn. If Fc or Ft is given, suppose here Ft we know, if we are measured, then we can write Ft into sine phi plus beta minus alpha upon sine beta minus alpha. Sine beta minus alpha. So we can find out here. Same, if the Fc given, then we can find out friction force, that is F upon Fc into sine beta upon cos beta minus alpha for the friction force. And normal to friction force, we can find out if Fc or Ft is given. Suppose Ft is given, Ft into cos beta upon sine beta minus alpha. So here we have developed the relationship between measurable force and measurable forces and actual forces with the help of Merchant circle diagram. So how we have drawn the Merchant circle diagram that we have seen, and based on that, if we know the measurable forces, then we can find out the actual forces which are developed in the machining operation. Hope you like this video. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Stay connected for more videos. Thank you very much.